Is this the best cookhouse at Universal?
Punch the Bear. Today we're at Universal Sapphire Falls Resort. Technically it's Lowe's, but this was time to return to
Amatista Cookhouse.
Yes, it's time to return to the place where the stuff is cooked because it's your number one choice of food infotainment. We're here to try the food, so you don't have to. Remember, she's vegan. I'm not. I'm going jumping over the falls.
Time to foodie and chill.
We like a good, warm, fresh bread. And you can always tell when it's fresh, made in house. I love the feeling of this bread. The very first time we came and we tried this bread, I was skeptical, okay? Walnut bread, like, yeah, you got banana nut bread. You have different breads with, like, seeds and whatnot. But, like, walnut is, like, a really earthy flavor to throw into a bread. But that with, like, I think it's bits of cranberry that are in here actually works rather well. It's feeling like campfire on the beach. That level of comfort. I would give this 4 out of 5 claws. It is a significantly unique house bread. And they also give you this cheesy bread. I wasn't really sure if they said Yuca or Brazilian, but it's given Brazilian cheese bread vibes because this bread is covered in cheddar, and that's all I smell. It's also got a little bit of like a grease in it as well, so like deep fried bread. Interesting. Oh yeah, there is so much cheese on that bread, it could almost be a pizza. Not a bad thing. Just be prepared for a mostly cheesy experience. It's like cheese to the side of bread. It could almost be like a cheese stick, but without the cheese pull, because it is cheesy. Not cheesy, cheesy. The emphasis on the zay part. But it is a very good bread. I'll give that 4.25 out of 5 claws.
As I am sitting here staring at this tostada, I am looking at it going, how am I going to eat this? Do I knife and fork it? Traditionally, you're supposed to be able to like pick it up with your hand, but like it's covered with an arugula farm. And I mean, I guess I can pick it up there. But then look, I got a tofu. I got a rogue tofu hanging out the bottom. So then what do I do with that? I feel like this is really messy to just eat it with your hands. But like, how else are you supposed to eat a tostada? It's like kind of like a pizza. I love and regret that I picked it up just because it was messy. But like, oh my gosh, the flavor is amazing. It 100% is a tostada. It's tostada-ing, and I almost feel like I'm eating like a fajita. Like we had a fajita recently at Hard Rock Cafe, and like the same. Well, these flavors are way better than Hard Rock Cafe, but the same like vibes of getting the fajitas and filling the fajita and eating the fajita and all of that. I'm getting in this tostada. I usually love the appetizers here at Amatista. I always miss, what was it, the arepa. They had the jackfruit arepa. I was in love with that. They had tacos here that are now at Hard Rock. I used to come here, Bear would have to pry me away from Amatista when they had those tacos here. Like, I wanted to come almost every day. It was so bad. I was so addicted. But now I have tostadas, and I'm probably going to be asking to come back to Amatista again for like a double order of these tostadas. They are delicious. I would give them a 5 out of 5. I'd give them a Princessities item. And Amatista is a cookhouse for a reason. There are not a lot of places that know how to cook tofu and everything else. Amatista knows how to cook tofu and everything else. Top tier.
So we've always loved coming to the Universal resorts because them in and of itself, even with the overused word, they all feel like hidden gems. It's so easy to like go into Universal proper, walk through City Walk, go straight to the parks, or even in terms of like Epic Universe, just go straight into the park and easily overlook the foodie paradise the hotels offer. Amatista has long been one of our favorite places to come, and honestly, if you want to come to resorts for like a lunch or a dinner after the park, like it's a short boat ride from the middle of City Walk. Like, you don't got to go that far. You're already parked. You can come here and get much better food, we believe, than you're going to find in Universal Studios or Islands of Adventure on most days. So something as interesting as this plated vegan tostada with all the fixings, the vegan cheese, the sauces, the black beans. Far too much arugula. We still think there's an arugula conspiracy, but it's beautiful. This is one of the situations where it's do as we say and not as we do, because you should definitely be knifing and forking that tostada. It's definitely the intrusive thoughts winning to get in there, but that is ridiculously tasty. That crunch of the tostada, the way the tofu is seasoned, like not even like sometimes what I would consider to be cheating, like breaded tofu, like it's a well-seasoned, good texture tofu with very fresh ingredients. I wish we could get something like this in the parks. But the fact that it's just a boat ride away, you need to come get this. This is a 4.75 out of 5 claws. Universal vegan community. Come support the food you want to eat. Come on, Amatista. They cook it here. I had to practice a little bear restraint. Not something I'm good at, mind you, because one of my favorite appetizers here still on the menu is their crispy empanada, which is the crispiest, the most delectable empanada that I've ever had. Just like I can't pry the princess away from the tacos and now the tostada here, pulling me away from the empanada, it's hard. But I want to showcase some new things. So I saw this Oxtail Crostini on the menu. It is oxtail on top of a crostini smothered in goat cheese, and then on top you have a sweet pepper jam. So gamey, sweet, toasted bread. What could go wrong? You know, you see oxtail on the menu, especially at like a resort, and you're like, there's no way in the world they know what to do with this. Yeah, it's on the menu, but do they have the skill and expertise necessary to cook it well? But that's some of the most tender oxtail I've ever had in my life. It literally melted away. I think the cheese needed more chewing than the oxtail did. And then that sweet pepper jam on top pairs perfectly with the gaminess of both the goat cheese and the oxtail. So that like funk that you normally get with goat cheese, I think turns a lot of people off. Perfectly balanced with that sweet pepper jam on top of the bread. Excellent. My only note is I wish the bread was slightly more toasted, but honestly, it doesn't matter. It just serves as a vehicle for the sauce, as our friend Shelby would say. That is ridiculously good. Give that 4.5 out of 5 plus. Sometimes I surprise even me. This meal I've been focused on getting things I haven't tried before, so I asked the server what he preferred, and he recommended the chimichurri steak pizza. I would normally order steak. I definitely would normally order it on pizza, but it sounded good, and you know, it's a good representation of like the things you can get here at Amatista. You don't have to go full-blown meal, but if you do have a full-blown meal, we have like 6 or 7 videos here at Amatista because we love this place. You can get anything from steak to a whole roasted rotisserie mojo chicken. Today, we do steak with Manchego, mozzarella, some caramelized onions, and crispy steak. The chimichurri sauce, I had some doubts looking at it like on a pizza, but honestly, that like herbaceous flavor of chimichurri on top of the pizza with the cheese, like it just sort of like stings. It's still very much pizza, but it's like something unique all its own. The big pieces of steak are nice chunks. So it's not like little tiny bits, which they can get away with. They have strips of steak on top. So it's almost more like almost like a cheesesteak flatbread than pizza. But either way, I think it's amazing. I can see why the server likes it so much. I would give this 4.25 out of 5 claws. Steak lovers, come get it.
Amatista menu, as a vegan, there is a curry and there is a burger. I have not had the burger, mostly out of fear of the coconut bun, but I had the coconut bun with Shelby at a different restaurant and I loved it. But I wasn't feeling black bean and sweet potatoes, so. And curry is not usually my jam. Like, it's rare when I can find a curry that I actually like. I think like Japanese curry is usually my favorite, but most other curries I just like, I gotta be in the mood, and in the mood is rare. So outside of that, there's an enchilada that they can do vegan, and then a pizza. So I did the pizza. The first iteration of this pizza I got, actually the cheese was way more melted, but they accidentally put pesto on it, which had Parmesan, so I just sent it back. So it's just kind of like not as exciting, but I guarantee you guys that if you get it, it won't look like this. So I'm going to take a bite, and then I have extras. What's interesting to me about this pizza is that when you order a margherita, typically, they have like a beautiful piece of like fresh basil on the top. They went a little extra, I want to say, in this, and they actually put it inside of the pizza slice. So I actually think that is the better way to do it. You put the basil in there, and then you just coat the cheese on top. So then, like, the basil doesn't lose its integrity. Because I feel like when you put that fresh basil on top, it kind of burns up in the pizza, and you don't get to retain the flavor of it as much as if, well, at least when it strips. When it's a whole piece of basil, like leaf, this whole comment is like irrelevant. But when they do strips like they do with this one, or like pieces, it's much better to bury it than it is to put it on top, because it'll just burn up. And I got a nice little bite of the basil, so like basil, vegan cheese, tomato, I'm here for it. I love it. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5 pizzas. It's giving the same. We did like a crawl over at Royal Pacific, and we had a vegan pizza over at Jake's. And this is giving the same vibes of Jake's, so I like that. But then additionally, they give you red pepper, and I brought my own pocket parm. So I threw some red pepper on here, and then I threw some pocket parm on here. Now, they do have regular parm if you are, well, I don't even know if I can say that Parmesan is vegetarian. So just say if you like Parmesan. Put that in the gray area. Some vegetarianism is a whole spectrum, just like veganism is a whole spectrum. It's not black and white. It's not a Sith. There's no absolutes. So, cheers. The red pepper and the parm didn't really make it that huge of a difference. The red pepper just kind of gives it like a tinge of spice, and the parm doesn't really add or detract anything from it. The bite was mostly tomato. This pizza in general is a little bit tomato sauce heavy. I would have kind of reduced the tomato sauce a little bit and made everything a little bit more even. But other than that, it's a nice pizza. I love the bread. They do have a gluten-free cauliflower crust, but the regular crust is vegan. I think a traditional crust is nice if you're not gluten-free, but I think this pizza definitely could have stood a longer cook. I'm probably going to take most of this home so I can zhuzh it up when I get home. I wouldn't change the ratings with the extras.
I was excited to get a Margherita pizza. I got the tequila kind, just a Margherita pizza. It's always exciting because you can get one veganized for the princess. I like the huge slices of tomato, vegan cheese, thick crust. We're on the right track here. The execution of the basil is excellent, but very sneaky. Because when I initially looked at this pizza, I'm like, where is the basil? Because like this is a margherita pizza and basil is vegan. So where is the basil? Definitely there. And you get that flavor hit. The tomato sauce, big chunky. Not necessarily, it's just more of a preference thing. And the crust is crusted. I think it is a solid pizza. Better than you're going to get in Universal proper. Better than you're going to get at Louis. And for vegans, and I'll take some heat for this one, but give me the smoke. Better than the vegan pizza at Pizza Moon. I'm sorry.
What?
The pizza at Pizza Moon for vegans is kind of sad. You have vegan pizza, vegan cheese, and vegan chorizo in this park. Why is it just a sauce pizza and bread? Just saying. This one, I'm giving 4 out of 5 claws. Strictly because it's better than the others.
In lieu of dessert, Bear and I ordered sides because... whew, are we full already? We probably shouldn't even order these sides, but we commit to our mistakes. So, plantains. We love a good plantain. These ones are gorgeous. They are crispy. They are everything that you would want out of a plantain and then some. Usually we get plantains over at Bob Marley's, and sometimes we get them here. These ones are nice looking. There is like I can't remember what it's called, but it's like an Asian banana that is kind of like, it's like caramelized, like a little toffee. And it's like this nice, like sweet, soft bite that you get when you eat it. This is like that, but like those bananas are not like fried. They're like banana. And this is like a fried version of that. So it's just giving me like, I don't know. I love those bananas. I love these plantains. I have no notes on plantains. They're always good. So 5 out of 5. They are Princess C's item. If you've never had a plantain before, consider trying one here.
Our food portions here at Amatista are not slouches. You get what you pay for. I think the value for the amount of food that you get here, the size of dishes, is hitting a price point better than a lot of places, both at Disney and Universal. The problem is you also get full really fast. We have a weakness as foodies for certain foods. There are certain things on menus, even when we know we're ordering something big, that we're going to get almost every time. Brussels sprouts, guilty. We love Brussels sprouts. If we can get the Brussels sprouts veganized, we're getting them, we're splitting them. Yuca fries, they pop up on a menu, and they're vegan. We're getting them, we're splitting them. Plantains, they pop up on a menu. You get where I'm going, we're getting them, and we're splitting them. So even though we order a lot of food, we're getting plantains. That's just something that's going to happen. We already accepted that mistake. Even if we knew it was one, we commit to our mistakes here. Ooh, look how shiny that is. Piece of candy. Golden deliciousness. The crispy edges. I love when they get the edges crispy. I know that like the thought would be to go to Bob Marley and get plantains there. And the plantains there are very good. I wouldn't say they were worse than they are here. But there's something about the plantains here. So what they do to them here, love them. Inhale them. If I can inject them, I might do that. 5 out of 5 claws. It's on the Bear Necessities list. Peak plantain. Come get them here. If not, you can settle for Bob Marley. Don't feel too bad. But definitely come try them here at Amatista.
I would be remiss if I did not quote Bear what he just told me in convincing me to eat this yuca in saying, Yuca died so you could eat this. You can't even hold the camera straight right now because he literally said, you could die so you could eat this. And I was like, excuse me, sir? Yes, we ordered yuca. And yuca died so you could eat this, I guess. I don't know. I am sad that it's not Mojo anymore. So it's just like regular yuca. And this yuca died, so you could eat this. I don't know. I'm gonna say that like probably half a day. This is, sadly to say, not my favorite iteration of yuca fry at Amatista. It's always been Mojo yuca for us every single time that we've came. So the fact that they got rid of the Mojo really hurts my heart. The flavor completely changes. Yuca died, so you could not eat this. I would give this a 2 out of 5 yuca. This is the saddest yuca transformation that I have experienced in a long time. But now I have a quote that I get to tease Bear with for a while, so I'm good with that.
You guys and gals and them can help me commit to my mistakes, okay? I don't know if a lot of you know this, but you can clip the most ridiculous things that I say, the princess says, on the video and help us sort of like index that, and then we can use that for something later. Or even if you just want to see it funny over, I'll repeat it again. I'll admit to what I said. Yuca died, so you could eat this, okay? It is what it is. Yuca died, and I am eating this. It does make me miss the Mojo, I'm not gonna lie. There is a little bit of like seasoning on top. It's a little herbaceous, a little spicy, but like knowing what we had before, the yuca's fine. It's cooked to perfection, crispy edges, warm on the inside, nothing wrong with it. It just feels like it's walking in the halls of lesser men, you know what I mean? That kind of deal. It's okay. It's just not the Yuca of my dreams. 3.5 out of 5 plus.
The bar was gracious enough, and we are thankful to gift us these little sample Havana coladas that they have here at Amatista. Now, I'm not one for cream of coconut or pineapple juice, but it is vegans, and it was a gift, so I can't say no. I'm gonna mosquito it, though. Now, when I mosquito it, I got more liquor than I did the coconut and pineapple. So I actually quite enjoyed this. It's not actually like harsh on either flavor. So for somebody that like me that doesn't really like coconut, I could actually see myself finishing this drink. It's so for that, in my biases, I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5. And not because it was free, but because it's actually genuinely a drink I wouldn't order it. But if somebody was like, you need to finish this, I would say sure.
Theme park daddies and zaddies, and I say that in a non-gendered way because daddy, like zaddy, is the state of mind. When you want to come, I'm going to put you on game. When you want to come and watch your sports, you come to Sapphire Falls. Between the bar here in Amatista, which is a little bit more intimate, and then upstairs, for the upstairs bar, Strongwater, they have the sports games you want, and they have some of the best drinks all across Universal Parks. Do not underestimate the pour of a beverage. So when they want us to try something, I'm excited, but then sometimes a little afraid, because the drinks here have been known to be strong, like the Strongwater name above us. You know, when they said pina colada Havana style, that should have been my warning, because that hit me like so much Jamaican rum. And if you drink a lot of Jamaican rum, you know it has like that familiar like sweet aftertaste that hangs with you like fumes in your mouth. Imagine that like hanging over pina colada. It cuts the coconut, so if you don't like strong coconut flavor, this one doesn't have it. I could enjoy this with my toes out. I give this a 4.5 out of 5 plus.
I got a Merlot. It was very difficult to find a vegan wine on the menu. It took many, many tries. If you're not ordering a bottle, it is extremely difficult. So proceed with caution and take some extra time. So a Merlot. Wow. Whew. It is very bitter. And it has like some deep like cherry? Not cherry, but like something else. Maybe like black cherry? Like really, really deep tart. Very full-bodied Merlot. I'm going to drink this one slow. I will give it a 4 out of 5 wines.
Here we have the Island Ember, because I was feeling the need to set a fire within myself. Maybe for the new year. Maybe it's a return to Amatista and to Cookhouse with flames. Or maybe I just needed some liquid motivation. But either way, you have some mezcal with rum and bitter. So it's like a mixture of an old-fashioned. It feels very of the islands. Whew. And that will definitely light a fire on the insides. I'm feeling jovial. I'm feeling joyous. I can get up and dance. I'm not going to do that. But I could if I wanted to. That is a slow sipping drink. It's like a mellower old fashioned. The tequila with the mezcal with the rum gives it like a softer flavor. It's not so bitter on the back end. I like that. 3.75 out of 5 plus. Cookhouse. Amatista, still one of the best resort restaurants on Universal property.
And so filling. I think we have enough food for like another day of meals.
Yes. I could hide out in the cellar and then sneak in and get food probably for the rest of the week if you let me.
And I want to say shout out to Chef Danny. Amazing chef and amazing restaurant.
Yes, we always love meeting more of the culinary members here at Universal, just like we do anywhere else. We love seeing what they can do in their artistry with the food.
Yes.
But I really need to understand why you guys don't come to not just Amatista, but Universal hotel restaurants. Are you so focused on Universal that you can't come get a bite to eat or a drink?
Can I say that like all of the best Universal food is actually at the resorts and epic?
100%. But we know what you guys think. As always, the comments are the only place to find us. Hit that notification bell if you want to see other videos like this. And
we have new videos 5 days a week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday.
we will see you soon.
Be sure to subscribe and like this video. And if you don't comment, Beer might yeet himself into the water.
I was just thinking about the wagon, but I guess I can do water. You heard the drill.